Hey guys, Yoshi here, hope you're doing well, and we're talking Dauntless today. A game I'm very excited for, has now released its Founders Packs. There's 3 different clients available on the main website. I'll chuck it in the description of the video below, which you may want to look into and you may want to invest in if it's a game you're excited for. I've been getting a lot of questions about these Founders Packs, because people are a bit confused as to what's inside them or want to know more about it. So I've gone through the forums, the official ones it is, the unofficial Discord, the subreddit. I've spoken with devs directly and talked with the community to try and find out as much information as I can to give you guys the clearest video that I can. I've also teamed up with Kogath on this one because I like to team up with him on all kinds of things to double check that information and make sure it's all verified and accurate before we go ahead. So hopefully this gives you a bit of info about those packs coming out. A few things I'll point out before we start the explanation. Everything's in USD, so convert currencies if you need to. These packs are going to be on sale for a couple of months, possibly longer. I haven't got an exact figure on that, but I have heard months. Keep in mind the biggest pack, however, the Founders level pack, is discounted at the moment, and I don't know how long the discount's going to go for. So you've got time to think, but a little bit less time to think if it's for that major pack. And finally, I've got to stress that Dauntless is a free-to-play game. You don't need to pay to play it at all. You can wait for the open beta to come out and just play it and have a good time. You'll still have access to all the main content, so you know, all the behemoth slaying, you can make all the weapons and armor, all that kind of stuff. I don't think there'll be anything that'll be excluded, maybe some cosmetic stuff, we don't really know yet. But all the main stuff will stay free. You're not obligated to get a pack, but if you want to support the devs or you want to get some of this extra bonus stuff that it gives you, and believe you me, there's definitely some cool things in there, certainly worth checking out. So I hope this video will give you a bit of info onto what those are and help you make a dedicated and educated decision. Anyway, let's start with the Slayer pack, which is 40 bucks. The first item granted is guaranteed access to the closed beta, which runs for many weeks, according to one of the dev news items. This occurs after closed alpha and founders alpha. And to quickly clarify here, closed or technical alpha is the alpha you can fill out a form for by using dex diag and so on. I'll chuck the letters in the description. Founders Alpha is the alpha for Founders level buyers, which we'll cover in a bit. Keep in mind there may be other ways to get into the closed beta without spending money. This simply guarantees your access. Failing that, there's still the open beta in the fall or spring if you're a Southern Hemisphere mate like I am. The next benefit you're granted is champion status for 90 days. This activates the day the client goes full release, as far as we're aware, meaning you get more materials from a behemoth once you slay it. You don't get extra rolls on the roll table, merely more materials than the ones you've already rolled. So let's say you kill an Embermane and you get an Embermane scale. That might suddenly multiply to 2 Embermane scales. But you don't get a chance to get an Embermane scale and maybe an Embermane plate or something else, to use other terminology here, or like rarer items. So the percentage ratio for acquiring rare drops remains the same. But if you do get one of them, you may get more than one of them. This does not grant you better drops, just more of them. How much more, we don't know yet, but I assume it's probably going to be a small amount, otherwise it might be a bit game breaking. The Slayer pack contains a bunch of consumable items to use at the start of the game, such as potions and things like that. Note that all of these things can be purchased in-game with notes, the official currency, so it's just like one of those DLC packs with like the JRPGs that give you a bunch of healing items at the start, and things like that to get you going. It'll be something like that. We don't know if the different levels of Founders packs are going to grant different Slayer packs. The website doesn't indicate as such, so chances are they'll all be the same. Up next, an in-game title and forum icon. It's pretty self-explanatory really. You get the little pickaxe icon in the forums, and a yet to be known in-game title. Again, we don't know if the in-game title is going to change between packs yet. Could be the same, could be different. They do have 3 different tiers of Founders pack after all. Finally, we get the Founders Flare, an exclusive flare for those that purchase one of these packs. And note, from what I know, these flares are consumables, so we can safely assume this is simply a flare design that you can choose from when you're creating or you're buying them. The Hero pack jumps up to 70 USD and has all the benefits of the Slayer pack plus 2 key items, Chroma Cores and Transmog Stones. Chroma Cores haven't been detailed too much yet, but going back to a previous blog entry, they say that you can earn dyes, Transmog Stones, flares, banners, and other cosmetic items in said Chroma Cores, which feel like loot boxes for cosmetic items. We don't know how much they're going to cost outside of packs yet either, so the value is currently unknown. We also don't know how many Chroma Cores we'll get in these packs, or if it varies between levels. Transmog Stones based on the Founders pack allows you to change the look of one piece of equipment to something else, We don't know how yet or what extra items or unlocks or equipment you'll need to do at this stage. And for example, you may need to own both pieces of equipment and lose one of the Transmog. We'll find out more as development progresses. We don't know how many stones we get or how many one needs to do one Transmog, or if there's any restrictions on transmogging as of yet, as like, you need to kill X monster before you can use X things to transmog into it. I assume there'll be something like that in place, and much like the Chroma cores, we don't know if we're going to have different amounts per level of Founders Pack that you go for. Finally, the last pack is the Founders Pack. This is currently on sale at 80 USD, but it'll go back up to 100 at some point. This pack has all the benefits of both the Slayer and Hero pack with a bunch of useful extras. The first is your guaranteed closed beta access changes from Founders Alpha access, as well as closed beta access. So effectively, you get into playing Dauntless earlier. The Founders Alpha will begin a week before the closed beta starts, as of last time they talked about it. As the blog entry detailing it says, it will be an exclusive event, so there may be stuff that it's not shown in the closed beta, but that's really just speculation on my part. As a reminder, there's a chance that these servers may get wiped before full release. However, there's been discussion in the Dauntless unofficial Discord with developers stating they'd like us so that the later versions of the beta period, maybe from Founders Alpha onwards, we don't know, will get rolled over. Now, of course, this is subject to change at any time. We don't know what they're going to do down the track. Secondly, your champion status upgrades to patron status for the same duration, 90 days. What this does is it means your improved amount of carve bonuses also benefits other players in the hunt. We don't know yet if the full effect carries over or if it's just a small margin of it. These bonuses stack, so if you have 4 patron members, you get more rewards, but it does diminish. For example, and I'm going to use some purely hypothetical percentages here, these don't mean anything. Let's say with 1 patron in the hunt, you get an extra 10%, 2, you get a total of 15%, 3, 18%, and finally 4 at 20%. This amount decreases the more you have per person, thus mitigating somewhat the need to go for patron-only groups, and encourages people to, hunt with anybody and have a fun time. And again, this may change closer to release. This information is still technically pre-alpha information, but they have addressed saying that the community feedback on patron status is incredibly important to Phoenix Labs, and they may change or even fully scrap the program depending on how the community reacts. There's been mixed responses so far. Your account's also granted Style Hunter for 90 days, and this means you'll discover rare vanity items and customization items while you hunt, which are items likely also available in Chroma cores, effectively giving you more cosmetic items without needing to buy Chroma cores. We don't know the frequency at this stage, however I imagine it's not going to be a huge amount, or Chroma cores will start losing too much value. As an added note, Style Hunter is a bonus of being a patron status. There's no way to get it separately as far as we know as of yet. We also don't know if Style Hunter is going to be affecting all of the people in the party or just the patron holder at this time. Based on the website having it as a different thing, chances are it affects just the hunter itself. We don't know yet. You're granted a special Founders banner, which is an exclusive emote. After chatting with the devs as it was a bit confusing on the website, this will be an exclusive emote involving the use of your banner. Whether this banner is customizable or whether there's other emotes that involve the banner, however, that's yet to be determined. A guild charter is given, allowing you to start your own guild immediately. The previous blog entries quoted as saying, "It's important to us that a guild is something special. That's why you'll need to spend a considerable amount of your hard-earned notes to purchase a charter. One could assume here that this part is very good value if you're looking to lead a guild. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing with the Poogie Platoon, of course, with people like Kogath, possibly Gaijin Hunter, Arex, Cantor for me, and many others. So keep an eye out on that if you want a guild with us, content creator folk, because you'll be able to allocate the notes you get in-game to other things. These things are going to be quite expensive, and you've got one from the bat, and you can spend your notes on other stuff like equipment or consumables and not have to save them all up to start a guild up. Finally, as a nice little touch, you're listed in the game credits. I appreciate the added value here. It demonstrates Phoenix Lab, as they constantly have demonstrated so far, are very community focused and looking to reward the community when and where they can, even with little things like that. I hope this video gives you a bit more clarification and information to help you make a decision as to which level of Founders Pack you want to get. If you want to get one at all, again, Dauntless is a free-to-play game, so you do not need to get one of these to play. You'll simply get some really cool things if you do get one, and it supports the devs as well, so they can keep making ongoing content for the game, as any free-play game kind of has. Big thanks to Kogath again for helping me out with this one. It was a real tricky video, getting all this information, going through a lot of sources, and he helped out a great deal, so a big thank you to him for that. One final thing I want to add, you may see these items you're getting during the Founders Alpha, closed beta. You can use them and the devs will replenish them until they find a point in the development where they're not going to roll back the servers anymore. I'm sure the devs will communicate that very clearly, but I wanted to add that as a final note because I missed it earlier on. If there's any other content you want me to cover Dauntless wise, let me know, because I'm certainly keen to do it. And as always, my friends, happy hunting.